Farmers have warned they could go on strike if the government goes ahead with plans to impose inheritance tax on farms worth more than £1 million. Thousands travelled to London today to campaign against the changes. They also warned about the impact on farmers' mental health and how they could be forced to sell off land. The government says the changes will only hit a few hundred farms. Carrie Davis on the countryside protests that came to the capital.
Their anger has driven them from their fields to the streets of London. Farmers who feel Labour's recent budget dealt them yet another blow.
We're going to be in a situation where we can't produce food in this country if we're having to sell off chunks of land.
It's our livelihoods at the end of the day, and people in areas such as this don't really see how much we make the country spin around in the rest of the world.
The Labour government assured us that nothing will be changed, and so suddenly it's a bit of a shock to our system.
Currently, farms are passed down to family tax-free, a policy designed to keep farmers farming. Now, those worth more than £1 million will be subject to a 20% inheritance tax. Jeremy Clarkson's famous Cotswolds farm is certainly over the threshold. He had this message for the Chancellor.
Please back down. Please back down. Just to your left, please.
Conservatives posed in their country best to profess their support for the protesters.
This government should be more focused and preoccupied on feeding our country, putting British farmers first, putting British produce first, and actually standing up for our proud British farmers and actually our farming heritage.
The government believes the emotion is misplaced. It's estimated that only around 500 of the wealthiest landowners will end up paying the tax.
The vast majority of farms will not be affected by these changes to inheritance tax, but it's only right we ask the very wealthiest to pay their fair share. Otherwise, we can't fix services like the National Health Service that farmers rely on and people living in rural communities just like everybody else.
But the National Farmers Union, whose members are lobbying MPs to block the plans, says without the government changing course, farmers could take more disruptive action.
The membership, the farming across the United Kingdom are feeling betrayed, they're feeling angry, they're feeling disillusioned, they're worried about their future, and they feel they've got to take a stand somehow. The ball is firmly in government's court. Sit down with us, discuss the ambition of the policy, and let's come up with a considered solution.
They've been squeezed by supermarkets, subsidies disappeared post-Brexit, and incomes have been hit by extreme weather. For the farming community, this feels like the final straw. Carrie Davis, ITV News, Westminster.